The show is about to begin.
This channel is designed for adults viewing only, and certain videos will contain rated M for mature video games, featuring realistic violence, gore and suggestive themes. If you are not an adult, do not view the content on this channel.
Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Get ready to take a trip down memory lane. If you missed out on Volume 1, we showed off a huge NES collection that was acquired. Stay tuned towards the end of this video. We'll show you how we restored those NES cartridges. And without any further ado, we have Volume 2. So let's start off by showing off my NES collection. So let's check out what we have here. We have Kung Fu for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's going to be a interesting video. Got that Karate Kid for the Nintendo Entertainment System. We have Jackal. Excite Bike. Yeah, this is going to be a long video, so you guys need to sit back and relax and enjoy this nice old collection of Nintendo games right here. Got Dr. Mario, and most of them are in sleeves, which is nice. Double Dribble. Gotta wash that off. I don't know what that is. But we got Double Dribble right here, and one of my favorite basketball games of all time. That one definitely has a little bit of wear and tear on it. Some scrapes on the side. We have a Double Dragon. Here's one that I like right here because it has the Funkoland sleeve. Good old Funkoland. It got Cobra Triangle. It's a little bit harder pulling the game out of the sleeve right here. And it does have the manual with it as well. I kept that sleeve only because it's Funkoland. Got Super C Contra. Got Contra Part 1. You see right there it has it's pretty obvious right there that that's Arnold Schwarzenegger and probably Sylvester Stallone. Alright, so let's zoom out here. You can see that on the very top right there is where I have all my NES games. There's another shelf too. Blades of Steel. So this is my original collection that I collected over the years. And then I bought out another guy's collection, which I'm going to show that to you. It's like completely on a separate shelf. Hogan's Alley. Got good old Ghouls and Ghosts. And we gotta, at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you guys some weird, obscure cartridges as well. Gauntlet. We got ourselves a copy of Gauntlet. So keep count. Friday the 13th, definitely a pretty cool horror game, and you can see that it's stacking up so high that it's kind of hard to keep track of exactly how much we have. We have baseball. Then we have 1942. Nice shoot 'em up game for the NES. And you see some of these games have a buildup of dust. It's this one thing that's kind of hard when you're collecting games, is trying to get the dust cleaned off. So let's see if we can get the next pile of games. Oh boy. Let's see if I can actually pull this off. Okay, I'm just gonna put them right here for now. Alright, so let's bring this down here. without dropping them. Oh my god, that was close. The last thing you want to do is drop a bunch of old Nintendo games, because you never know if something's going to break. Alright, so we have Snake's Revenge right there. I'm not even sure if I have the first Metal Gear game. I'm not sure if I do. Super Glove Ball. I'm assuming you need the Power Glove in order to play that, which I do not own. And we're definitely gonna have to push that over a little bit. We have a copy of Super Mario 2 without the sleeve. I'm curious to know where the sleeve went. What the hell happened with that sleeve? Super Mario 3, which technically that should be below that. It's in alphabetical order. We have Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt right there. You know what? I've owned multiple copies of this game and I don't remember seeing that like blue outline right there. That is weird. I don't remember ever seeing that. That's like the only copy I've ever seen that on. I don't know if it's just me or if I just don't remember correctly. But then we have Super Mario Brothers by itself on a cartridge. And I remember my Duck Hunt Mario game like this with no blue outline is kind of weird. Rush and Attack, a good old Konami game. I guess if you like Contra, you might enjoy that game. Yeah, we have Rygar, made by Temco. The label art on these games are pretty fun to look at sometimes. Just wondering what the hell's going on. And then we have ourselves a copy of River City Ransom, and it has like it looks like at one time it had a name on it. It probably came from a rental place. So it has that weird number on it. And we have ourselves a copy of Take-Toe Renegade. You can see someone's getting their ass kicked right there. It's in pretty good shape. Most of my NES games are in good shape. They work fine. That good old Rad Racer. If you guys enjoyed these collection videos, don't forget to check out the other ones I uploaded. You'll see, I think I showed off the Genesis, Super Nintendo, and I even showed off a Wii U and Switch collection. Got RC Pro Am right here. Got Pro Wrestling. You can't have an NES collection without Pro Wrestling. This has the manual with it as well. Let's make sure that the label doesn't get crushed. See, the label is peeling a little bit. Got a interesting SNK game right here, Prisoner of War. It's actually not that bad for the NES. Of course, it's not nearly as good looking as the arcade version, but it plays quite well. We have Narc. And this game right here is a pretty violent game for the NES. If I remember correctly, you can make bodies explode. And of course, you can't have an NES collection without Mike Tyson Punch-Out. Yeah, Mike Tyson punching people right there. They have there's a copy of Metroid right there. You see Samus. Pretty good shape. Alright, so now we're going to have to grab the next batch of games right here. I'm trying to keep these organized as much as possible. There's 2 shelves, so this is the first shelf. Alright, let's see if we can get by without dropping these. I eventually want to show off my Atari 2600 collection. It's going to be a little tricky to show that off because I have probably more games than any collection of... The Atari 2600 collection is pretty big. We have Legend of Zelda in a nice shiny gold cartridge, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. It's like it's been polished. No scratches, nothing crazy going on. Yoshi cookie. And that's right, there is a Yoshi game on the NES. You saw that. A game that's very dear to my heart. WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. Definitely love playing that game. It's pretty fun. Wrath of the Black Manta, that is, not Marta. It's another Taito game. It's in pretty good shape. And we have this roller class meat track, and you have to play this. It's required to get the power pad, which I don't have. But in order to play that game, you have to have the power pad. And we have another Capcom game, Viper. I really don't know too much about this game, but it looks kind of Contra looking. And we have ourselves a copy of Top Gun. We got Track and Field Part 2. Got Tiger Heli by Acclaim. Acclaim made some pretty okay, decent games. And we have Tag Team Wrestling. It's one of the first wrestling games on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it was definitely a very, very hard game to play. We have Tetris Part 2. Tetris Part 1. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Looks like the first one right here. I really didn't care for the first one too much. Then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2, the arcade game. This was an okay game. It wasn't too bad. And we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 3, which is hands down my favorite. Probably my favorite Turtles game of all time. I definitely love playing that game. And for some reason the sleeve says no book. Captain Obvious. There's no manual with the game, so somebody actually wrote that on there. I don't know why. And then we have ourselves a loose copy of Skate or Die. Pretty much everything here is loose. So that is the first shelf. There is a second shelf that we're going to be showing off. I just gotta have to stay tuned, and I will go grab the second shelf. I'm going to put this stuff right back where it came from. Alright, so now for the next shelf that we have here. This next shelf is a collection that came from a completely different person that compiled this collection himself, and he sold the whole thing to me. I bought like a whole bunch of games from him, including Super Nintendo games and a whole bunch of other stuff for like $400. So this is basically his collection of NES games that he collected over the years, and he decided to get rid of them. So this is where I got all those games from, which you're about to see in a second. We got Chippendales, Rescue Ranger. Now his collection comes with the manuals, so just about every game has the manual with it. We have DuckTales. You can see that there's a little bit of discoloration on the plastic of the cartridge. I guess he had these stored in his basement for quite a long time. But I went through and cleaned all the contacts, and they actually all work. We got Captain Skyhawk. And the cool thing is, most of the games that he had, I did not own, so it actually worked out. We got City Connection. Now this looks like it might have been a rental. Got A Boy and His Blob, pretty cool game with the manual. Alright, so we have our copy of Battletoads right here. Pretty cool, something I did not have. I used to have Double Dragon and Battletoads, but that was a long time ago and something happened to it. I don't know exactly where it went. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. So you can definitely see that during the time that he probably owned these, he had a lot of cartoon themed games, so it's probably when he was younger. Blaster Master by Sunsoft. We have Base Wars, which is quite the interesting baseball game. I played this briefly, and I thought it was actually pretty cool. Never actually played it before. Here we have Disney's Adventure at the Magic Kingdom, a nice little Capcom Disney game. It's quite interesting. We have the Addams Family by Ocean, made in Japan, and yeah, pretty cool. Got Bubble Bobble for the NES, made by Taito. Now, some of the cartridges that we have in this collection are pretty rare. They're definitely not common. We got Adventure Island Part 2. I'll say that his collection is probably worth more than my collection that I showed off up there a second ago. So this collection is now part of my collection. This is called 8 Eyes. Quite the interesting, obscure game. We're going to zoom out a little bit here so you guys can actually see. Got Tom Sawyer's, The Adventure of Tom Sawyer's. It's another game I never actually really played. And then we have The American Gladiators for the NES. We have Snake, Rattle, and Roll, which I've never actually heard that, never played it before. Something that we can definitely check out in the future. And we have ourselves a copy of Star Tropic, and it comes with a little paper that's required to actually play this game as well. It has the paper. So apparently that paper has like little hidden codes or something on it. Got a Natsumi game here, Shadow of the Ninja. Got Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. And this looks like another rental. You got this actually says Excite Bike, but this says Paperboy too. So got the wrong sleeve right there. Got a Nightmare on Elm Street. Pretty cool LJN game. We have ourselves a copy of Mick Kids, a McDonald game. I'm not exactly sure how common or rare that is, but that's definitely pretty interesting. And definitely one of my favorite NES games, Marble Madness. Very, very happy to have that game again. Back when I was younger, I definitely owned a copy of Marble Madness. You got Mickey Mouse, the Mousecapade, that is. That never actually played that one before. Have to check that out sometime. And we have ourselves a Capcom version of The Little Mermaid, another game that I never really played before. Capcom made plenty of pretty decent Disney games back then. We have Kirby's Adventure. So this is actually a pretty decent big NES collection. I literally doubled my NES collection by buying this guy's. It's a lot. He had a lot of games that he was selling. Peter Pan and the Pirates. It's a lot of obscure games that are unusual, like got Dash Galaxy and the Alien Asylum, a Data East game, a game that, like, off the top of my head, I never even heard of. Got Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And we have a Dream Master, another Capcom Disney game. And the label is peeling off a little bit there. And we have ourselves a copy of Darkwing Duck, another Capcom Disney game. And then we have Wacky Races, made by Atlas. And again, some of these games might be rare, common. I really don't know. I try to buy stuff at tag sales and stuff like that. Like, this was a private sell. I drove right to the guy's house and I bought all his stuff right there. Zen Intergalactic Ninja. We have Tom and Jerry. You can see the labels peeling off a little bit. And again, these were all stored in this guy's basement for quite a long time. So we have a copy of Trek and Field. So these cartridges are probably not in the greatest shape, but they still play. Tiny Toon Adventures. And we have a good old Activision game right here, the Three Stooges. You don't really see too many Activision games on the NES. That's pretty cool. Now here's one right here. That's not that common at all. Thrilla's Safari. I actually didn't realize I even owned this game. Look at this. This is TNC Surf. This is the second one right here. I definitely want to buy the first one. The first one's really fun. Then we have a Taito game called Toki. Now this maybe might have been one of the first games that he owned, I would imagine. This Sesame Street ABC letter go round. I would imagine that either he had a little sister, or maybe when he was younger, maybe that was probably the first game that he owned, I would imagine. This is a Smash TV for the NES. And then we have The Simpsons Bart vs. the World. And it has the manual and all that stuff. The Simpsons Bart vs. Space Mutant. And afterwards, we're going to be showing off a few other NES things right here. We're pretty close to the end of his collection. We've got Snoopy's Silly Sports Spectacular. A lot of cartoon games. So these were games that he owned when he was younger. Most of these games are actually fun to play though, so it really doesn't matter. And then we got, last but not least, Snow Brothers. And apparently this game is rare, I guess, and it's not that common. So yeah, here is a authentic, real copy of Snow Brothers. It is a little worn out, it's been played. But there it is, and it has the manual. So yeah, I'm going to put those back on the shelf for a second, then I'm going to grab a few other obscure NES items to show you guys. Just be one moment. Alright, so I'm going to show off a few other NES games right here that are separate from those two batches of games that I just showed off. And some of them are boxed, and some of them are unlicensed games. So we have ourselves a boxed copy of WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania, for the NES. It's an Acclaim game. And I love the box art. It has the good old WrestleMania logo with the WWF logo right there with Hogan ripping his shirt off. We have a couple of screenshots right here. Got Andre the Giant, Honky Tonk Man, Ted DiBiase, and Bam Bam Bigelow, and of course Macho Man Randy Savage. So if you're an old school wrestling fan like me, that's definitely a pretty awesome box NES game right there. And we have a nice box copy of Super Mario 3. And the box is in pretty good shape, for the exception of like there's a little bit of wear right there on the bottom. But it held up quite well. Nothing really wrong with it. There's a couple of little dings in it. And we have a boxed copy of Knight Rider, one of my favorite racing games on the NES. Heavily underrated. I thought this game was actually quite awesome, and the box art is probably one of the coolest looking box arts ever. I mean, look at this. That looks awesome. It's probably my favorite NES box art right there. And it's a pretty cool racing game. Definitely enjoy playing it. And then once again we have ourselves another really cool box art, Back to the Future. It's a good old LGN, and that's right, I own an LGN box game right here, and I love the box art. Got the Back to the Future logo. The game is probably not the greatest at all. Pretty bad, but I definitely love the box art. The box art's pretty cool. And a very, very good movie. So the next batch of games I have here are Tension games. We have a Super Sprint. And this came from a game exchange over in Connecticut. $6.99. Then we have a copy of Roadrunner. And some Tension games. Tension games are actually made by Atari, but some of these games are actually worth a decent amount, while some of them are worth just about the same as any normal NES game. We have Pac-Man. You can see this is like what one of their boxes looks like right here, and it's in pretty bad shape. So I guess our best bet is to show you what the box looks like. It's a very, very cheap box, and I don't want to break it, but this is probably one of those games that was stored in the basement for quite a long time, and you're supposed to like somehow make this box work somehow, and you're supposed to fold it like right here, and yeah. So yeah, that's how that box folds in there, and you're supposed to put the game on top. And just so you have an idea, their manuals were black and white and cheap. But most of the time the games were actually pretty fun. So these were considered unlicensed games that Nintendo did not approve. And Nintendo was quite pissed off most of the time. And then eventually Tension switched to these type of boxes. And these boxes are actually quite nice. You see right there, they have like a styrofoam in it. It's nice and holds up quite well. Got the Tension seal quality. Got RBI baseball right there. So we have Super Sprint, Roadrunner, Pac-Man, and we got the baseball game, and then we have Indiana Jones as well. And I believe that the Tetris game is the one that's worth the most. And there is some sort of manual over here. What is this? I found this inside the Indiana Jones game. So I open it up for a second and look at it. The interactive NFL play sheet. This is not even for the same game. It looks like a football game. But for some reason that was with one of the Tension games. Did not even realize that. So it looks like I have 5 Tension games. I thought I might have had more than that. But apparently that's all I have. So, besides Tension games, I also have a few other weird looking cartridges. I don't know really too much about these. But they're gold and they have like little switches in the back. The Quattro cartridges. You got 4 games in one. And I think these are made by Codemaster, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are. See Codemaster right there on the very bottom. And this is another little switch thing right here, and on the back it says, let's see what it says here. It says, patent pending, do not drop, do not get wet, do not leave direct sunlight. It says, position B only, oh, excuse me for a second, it's only use this position if the game does not work in position A. So it's probably something to do with the lockout chip. Now this might have came from like a Goodwill. See, $4. I found it for like $4. And here's another one right here. What is this? The Ultimate Stuntman. Some really weird looking cartridges. And these are all Codemaster games. You got Micro Machines. And this one actually has a manual, so you can actually see what their manuals look like. And their manual is actually quite nice. So these unlicensed Codemaster games, they actually gave us a nice color manual. Unlike Tension just printed out a black and white manual, that was it. And then we have a few other weird unlicensed cartridges here. This one I don't really know too much about, but it says American Video Entertainment F-15 City War. And this cartridge is shaped definitely a lot different than your normal NES cartridge, and it has the little push here thing, so when you put the game in, you push there to release the game. Now this is a strange, obscure, unlicensed game, and I don't know too much about this one, to be honest. Then there's this Color Dream unlicensed cartridge, and again, I don't know too much about this. It's called Captain Comic. Excuse me. And then it says for play on the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's very, very small font. I don't know how they expect anyone to read that. And once again, this say press here. Really weird shaped cartridges. Usually these unlicensed cartridges have different molding. They look real different. And it says Color Dream right there on the bottom. It says do not hit or drop cartridge, do not attempt to disassemble, and you know, all the normal stuff. And I really don't know. I bought these games like a long time ago, so I don't know exactly what their value is now. Then of course we have a Wisdom Tree game. Probably their best game that they have, the King of Kings, and they have 2 different copies of this game. So I remember a while ago I used to own a copy that was, I think it was the blue cartridge. So they definitely have 2 different versions of this game as far as what the cartridge looks like and the label art. Now this game is actually a pretty decent platformer. And it also has a lot of trivia in it, so I guess you definitely have to be up and know your Bible, facts and everything like that. Because it will ask you like all different types of trivia questions. It says, to start game, please wait up to 9 flashes on the TV screen, and this is power up. So all these games somehow bypass the that lockout chip that the NES had, and you were able to play like a whole different library of weird, obscure NES games, as you can see here. Pretty interesting stuff. Maybe we'll take a look at that another time. We also have, this is probably the most recent one I bought. I came across this. This is a 501 weird multi-cart. Recently found this out in the wild. And apparently this game has like some really weird Romhacks. And just in case you missed it, I actually played some sort of Mario 10 game that was, it's called Mario 10. I uploaded the video I think yesterday or the day before. And it was actually a ROM hack of some Jackie Chan game. So there's even more stuff on here that's strange. Like a whole bunch of weird Contra games and stuff. We'll definitely check this out in the future. Very interested in looking at that. So, Super Mario Brothers. It's me, Super Mario, for the NES. And we're not just going to be playing regular Super Mario, because that would be kind of boring. Everybody's played this before. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Game Genie right here, and we're going to see what kind of crazy crap that we can pull off and make Super Mario do some interesting things that he's not supposed to be doing. So you can definitely see that there's some sort of gravitational... Oh my god, what the hell? So at times you're really... It's really weird. And the time feels like it ran out fast. But we made it to the end. So you can see that the gravity code actually works. I'm not sure if the Mega Jump code is working or not. So right there we had some gravity right there. And the code was supposed to be for running and getting the gravitational thing, but apparently, I mean, at first I can see, it looks like we're getting more gravitational jumps from like dead still. I mean, look at this. Oh my god. So this doesn't always work out as well as planned. Oh, I thought the gravitational jump was going to work. Well, that did not work at all. Okay, so... Oh, I did it again. Okay, we have to definitely be careful. Alright, so we got that. Now we have to try to jump over here. Oh my god. So I guess there's times where this Mega Jump code might actually make the game more challenging. I know there's like a vine or something over here. Let me see if we can get that. And warp to World 8. And here we got the gravitational stuff going on right here. Oh my god. Oh, that was close. I thought I was going to fall down that hole for a second. Ooh! Wow. It's crazy because sometimes the gravity thing works and then sometimes it doesn't. Whoa! Holy crap, like right there. Alright, we need to get to the end. What the... I was gonna say, where did he go? Remember, we played Sonic, and we actually got stuck up in the air. Oh my god, and of course the gravity jump does not work, so Okay. Because sometimes it actually benefits you, then sometimes it doesn't, and you really don't know how high you're going to go. Like right there, I'm all the way in the sky. And once again, all the way in the sky. But there's times where that doesn't work. Darkwing Duck, another Capcom Disney game. You have the really cool illustration of Darkwing Duck right there on the front label right there, crossing a bridge with a huge moon in the background, full moon. And it says Darkwing Duck, copyright Disney, licensed by Nintendo for play on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And you have a Nintendo seal of quality right there, made in Japan. You have a cool Capcom USA logo right there on top. Now, a lot of the other Disney games actually had just a regular Capcom logo right there, just to give you an example. Well, this one added a USA to it, which is pretty interesting. And we got the Darkwing Duck end label right there, nothing really special right there. Alright, here we are playing Darkwing Duck for the NES. And that text went by so fast I was not able to read it. But here we have the Darkwing Duck intro on the NES. Let's listen to the music right here. You got the famous Darkwing Duck theme music right there. I have no idea what the hell. I've never played this game before. The graphics look pretty cool. Looks like we're landing. Alright, we're playing Darkwing Duck. I am Darkwing Duck. Alright. I remember watching this cartoon back in the day. This is like a beat 'em up type thing, or shooter. Oh, you have to ride. Oh my god, no! Oh no! So you have to actually ride the wheel across those spikes. I like how they give it like a comic type of look. Where the comic bubble comes up and he says, I'm Darkwing Duck. I like how they give it like a comic type of look. Where the comic bubble comes up and he says, I'm Darkwing Duck. You have to definitely carefully. Oh my, no! Wow, that is crazy. Alright, so now we're inside of some sort of level right here that kind of looks like Ninja Turtles or something. Almost has that Mega Man look to it. And we have those killer eggs. Look at this thing. The egg lands and it has like legs and it's just running. There we go. Killer eggs. What is that? Is that Pokemon balls? I wonder if I can get this guy to come down here. Oh. Oh no, I was gonna try to get the beam to fall on him. Let's see if we can make it across without dying. And we got a bat right there, so let him go by and let him go on with his own business. Oh no, no, the stupid fucking bat. Alright, so we collected some gold, kind of similar to what you would see in the DuckTales. Alright, let's let that bat go by. Oh, son of a bitch, she did it again! I think we might just have to get hit by that bat. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Wow, what a hard game. So that's Darkwing Duck for the NES, definitely not easy at all. It's time to play some Ninja Turtles for the Nintendo Entertainment System, as you can see here. Got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first game that came out on the NES for Turtles. It's not exactly my favorite Turtles game, I like the third one the best. But we'll definitely check this out. I mean, look at the label art right here. They all wear the red masks, so it's kind of resembled the comic right there. The very first Ninja Turtles game right here. Got a little introduction right here. Got Leonardo. And they basically go over all the turtles, and each turtle. There we go. Got Raphael. The Ninja Turtles are classic. And right away, you have that steamroller thing just running around trying to run people over. Look at that thing. What the hell is this problem? Let's go down here. And this is where the fun begins. I mean, look at this. You got a whole bunch of enemies down there. You have to somehow kick those enemies' asses. You have people blowing their horns outside. Alright, let's go down here. And oh, this guy's shooting Chinese stars at me at a fast, rapid rate, and you have to kick his ass just like that. And we've got a boss. Oh my god. What the hell? Yeah, the character models actually look pretty good. Both on the enemies and the actual turtles themselves. They actually look pretty good. And I took him out, and he stole April, you son of a bitch. Hey, oh, what are those, like spiders? He's running around this heckin'... I definitely need to eat some pizza. There's pizza up there. So many enemies up there. How the hell are you supposed to go up there with one block of life? That's not happening. Alright, that guy has a chainsaw. Oh my god, see, I died right away. But look, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies waiting to slaughter me the moment I walk up there that ladder. Oh, I had the pizza right there, you stupid bastard. Alright, so we have the Foot Clan asshole right up there above. You can see him trying to like kick me, and I'm nowhere near him, but he's still trying to kick me. Like, what an idiot. Oh, here he comes. Oh, yeah, now he wants to fight. Oh yeah, look at that, that's awesome. Look at that. Got some special powers, and I believe that there is a boss on its way. And there, oh my god, it looks like a Battletoad. What's happening here? Yeah, I barely killed him. I only had like a little teeny bit of life left. I mean, that was pretty amazing. And yes, you can definitely switch your... This is one thing that people don't even realize in this game, that you can switch out your turtles. Look at that, that is awesome. You don't even have to go up there now, see, that makes it much easier. Oh, he has like one limb left. Look, what is that, his foot hopping around? Is this Monty Python? Take that Battletoad out. Oh my god. Yeah, we only have like 2 turtles left. This reminds me of that Friday the 13th game with the camp members that die off. Is that Alien? Oh my god, it looks like the Alien. Oh, what the hell is that? We're gonna be replacing a 72-pin adapter on the NES. Here is the new adapter right here. And this is known as, let's see here, the Blinking Light Win. I actually cleaned this like a while ago. There's a few little blemishes here and there, but it's not bad. Alright, a little bit of residue right there. You push it down, and it has a little clicky thing going on there, and this is the pins right here. So this is basically what we want to clean. Get cleaned up and see if we can make it work better. That right there is actually an expansion for the NES that never really got used for anything. Some erasers, but some erasers are actually pretty decent for cleaning contacts, so we'll start the process off using an eraser. When was the last time I cleaned this shit? Oh my god, what the hell is that? And immediately something is definitely going on. I don't know what the hell that's going on, but I can see that something is definitely going on here. This actually might be working. It might actually be doing something. Oh yeah, look at that. You can actually see some dirt. It looks better, I can tell you that. That's something I will say, that it made it definitely look better than it was before. And this is the NES I've been using to record all that stuff on, so it is a bit on the dirty side. Controller number 2, this is controller number 1 right here. You want to make sure that all your controller cords are in plain sight and they are green. One thing I like about the NES is there's plenty of room in here. It's just that the alright, so that doesn't want to go in, so let's move that over just a bit. And What the hell is going on here? So in comparison to a normal 72-pin adapter, this is the one that usually you would see inside your NES console. This is the modification. Now let's see if we can get this in there. Make sure it looks good. Looks like it's aligned pretty well with the pins. So I guess this slides right there on top. I'm assuming that's how it goes on. Just like that. Right there on the top. So this thing's almost completely solid. It will be in a second. Alright, so the next part is to see if this thing actually works. So we're going to move the camera over to the TV right here. And we're going to try it out. See what happens. Try Super Mario 3 out just for starters. To see exactly what this thing does. I guess the only thing we have to do is push it in there. And holy shit, I have never seen that happen before. That's insane. On the first try it came up. Holy crap. This episode we are playing Pro Wrestling for the Nintendo Entertainment System, which released in 1987. And reportedly it's the third wrestling game available for the Nintendo Entertainment System after Muscle and Tag Team Wrestling. Now, you can see right here on the label art, you have what looks like there's a wrestler being back suplexed, or he's being backdropped onto the mat right there. You have the referee. You have fans that are like, holy crap, what's going on here? You know, a lot of wrestling action going on there on the pixelated label art. Looks pretty awesome. You have the Pro Wrestling text right there. It's pretty plain looking. The Nintendo Entertainment System and Sports Series. Now this label is almost in perfect condition, except for there's a little portion of it here on the bottom left hand side that's peeling off a little bit. And I also have a Pro Wrestling manual. As you can see here, it actually demonstrates various different wrestling moves here, like back brain kick, somersault kick, all kinds of stuff going on here. Down claw, the backbreaker, look at that. Now here's one thing that's really interesting. If you turn to page 7, it says once you become the VWA champion, which is obviously the NWA from back in the day, like WCW. So you have to defend your title. If you defend your title successfully 10 times in a row, you have to fight a title match with the Video Wrestling Federation champion Great Puma. So that's basically referencing NWA and WWF all in one game. So that's actually pretty cool. Of course, they couldn't actually call it that, but that's exactly what they meant. And down below even mentions VWA, VWF rules. So yeah, that's a memory lane, flashback to the past right there. You got the NWA and WWF references going on there. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, so this is a pretty worn out manual. I think there's definitely some of the pages missing. Got a couple of the screenshots of how the game plays and all that stuff right here. So just give you an idea of what this game looks like. And I don't have too many manuals for these games, but this manual's pretty beat up. But I figured I'd show you guys that. So let's pop in Pro Wrestling into the NES and let's try it out. See how it plays. It's probably the most common wrestling game on the NES. Let's check it out. Alright, so here we have Pro Wrestling 1986 for Nintendo. I believe in 86 it came out in Japan, but in 87 it released in the United States. And you can see right here it's actually showing us the various different wrestlers that you can choose, like Starman, one of the most popular from Mexico. King Karn from Korea. Giant Panther from USA, kind of looks like Ric Flair a little bit. The Amazon, it looks like a swamp creature. What the hell is that? They don't even know where he comes from. King Slender from USA. Kind of looks like a Von Erich. Look at that. Let's see if we can knock him out. Damn, he is not selling my kicks. Got body slams right there. Oh my god, what the hell was that? Much like WrestleMania the arcade, not the arcade game, WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge, you can actually throw him outside the ring. That was actually pretty cool. That had to be quite painful. He's actually fighting back quite a bit. Oh, he slammed me outside the ring. What the hell? Get up. Seems like one of his favorite moves. Oh, he threw me outside the ring again. What the heck? He is dominating. Oh, he threw me outside the ring again. Check that out. Oh, what the hell was that? He actually ran and leaped over the top rope and splashed me. Oh, pile driver. Oh, the brain buster. Pin him. Got the brain buster. That's it. The brain buster did it. Yeah, this game's pretty fun. And I like the details. And, you know, as a wrestling fan, you can definitely appreciate, like, they have the cameraman, they have the referee, they have the crowd going crazy. They actually have some pretty good wrestling moves. He Irish whipped me against the rope. You see, I don't want to stop playing this. This is actually pretty fun. Oh, you went to go power drive him and you couldn't get him up. Apparently this guy's quite a bit bigger. Oh, you ran him. What the hell is that? It's like you... Oh, I can't pile drive him for some reason. I don't know why. Ric Flair does not take it. Yeah! That's it, he's done. Oh my god, he kicked out. Splash him. What? How the hell did I miss that? What the hell? Yeah, this is pro wrestling on the NES. What a classic. It's definitely a pretty decent wrestling game. It's definitely probably pretty close to one of my favorites. In comparison to WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge, which I never actually played this game that much, but I'll definitely say it's number 2 on my list for wrestling games. Doing an experiment between the RF signal on the NES, the second model NES, versus the AV signal going outside of the first model NES. So, I'm going to be using the game WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge, which I actually recorded footage for a review that will be released in October. Let's take a look at what the footage looks like for that review real quick. Alright, so the game does appear to be working fine. I did have to blow it out a couple of times, and you see the LGN logo right there. And you have the awesome title screen, WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. You have the awesome old WWF logo right there. You have Hulk Hogan, a nice NES. Let's get back to the match here. This is a second rematch for this tournament. Sid Vicious is hard as hell in this game. Yeah, he gave him the last ride. So later on, when Undertaker got the biker gimmick, he eventually started using power bombs himself. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, he did another powerbomb to me. Man, this guy is not playing around. So you notice there's a lot of weird looking vertical lines in that footage. And even when I bypassed the Atari 2600 Junior, there's a lot of distortion. So let's take a look at the AV hookup through the first model NES. Alright, so here's the same game right here. WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge with a composite signal. And there we go with the title screen right there. We have a Steel Cage Challenge, WWF logo, Hulk Hogan. This is the main menu right here. And it does appear to be quite a bit cleaner than the RF signal, which I recorded using the regular OEM RF cable. That was I recorded that actually for a review. So I did a whole review using RF cabling. Let's see if we can actually go into a... Let's pick the Undertaker. Let's see what we got here. So we have an example of what this looks like. So the introductions look like right there. You see right there, the picture looks a lot cleaner, in my opinion. I should have done the review with AV cables, composite cables. But the first NES review that will be uploaded, which it is uploaded but it's scheduled to be released in October. The first one was recorded on RF cables, so it's quite interesting. So this is a little comparison between AV and RF. This is the AV signal right here. So yeah, this is a little quick episode of Memory Lane just so you guys can see the differences between composite and RF. Recorded through the Elgato HD 60. Oh, there's a whole bunch of conversions going on here. It's going through a VCR. So yeah, that's what it is. Check it out. That's what it looks like. Surprisingly, the Atari 2600 RF signal is very, very clean compared to Nintendo. If you enjoyed this episode of Memory Lane, don't forget to comment down below and give a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Do you like RF or AV better? I record the Atari 2600 with RF, but it looks like the NES will be AV. We're going to be playing Super Mario 2 along with using a Game Genie. So as you can see right there. Alright, so let's check this out. Let's see exactly how this works. We got Super Mario right here. You know, wow, that definitely is a high jump. And here we are playing Super Mario 2. We go inside here. There's really nothing there for me, so just... And you can get hit as much as you want to get hit. And really nothing happens. And I don't think you lose any life if you get hit by an enemy, so... If you tap the jump button lightly, you jump normal. So let's see if we can actually kill this guy. Alright, so far we're doing okay. So the jump code in Super Mario 2 actually works better than Super Mario 1. So there's like some sort of gravity that occurs in Super Mario Brothers Part 1. And that was the easiest, fastest way I've ever gotten to the carpet in my life. I never got to the carpet that quick before. Now if I do fall on spikes, like what you see right there, I will die. Or I will do some sort of damage. Whoa, where the hell did I go? There's apparently a platform on the top of there I never even knew about. I don't think it does anything, but you can actually go up there. That is interesting. And this rat... The only thing we have to do is kill him just like that. And I don't take any damage at all, so they just stand right in front of him. So as you can see here, the Game Genie works really, really well with Super Mario Brothers 2. Looks like a charm. Makes the game much more easier and fun to play. Especially for those who just want to practice. Super Mario Brothers 1 on the other hand, if you missed that video, that game is not easy to play with the Game Genie at all. Especially with the gravitational jump and the mega jump. Alright, so the last time we had to go that way, so I'm guessing that the game programmers probably want to change things up a little bit, so let's go this way. And I guess it didn't matter which way you go. And this is definitely a challenge. Oh, trying to get on that thing. And now we have to go up in the air. This is a platform that instead of going left and right, it goes up instead. So we made it up to the vine right here. So you have to be real careful. And that is pretty much Super Mario 2 for the NES. Great platformer. It's originally not a Super Mario game at all, but luckily we got it. This is actually pretty fun. What happens when you take Super Mario 3 and Game Genie and you join them together? Let's find out. Alright, let's try this out. And there we got Mario. Wow, that is incredible. So you can do multi-jumping in mid-air. I mean, talk about cheating. Stand in the center of that white block and hold down until you fall through it. Then run towards the end of the stage here. And eventually, if you jump in the right spot, you'll get the whistle or the toot. Alright. So as soon as we make it to the next world, we're going to be using the whistle or the toot. We got that scary World 8 music from Super Mario 3. Where you know you're going to face a daunting challenge. Something that's going to be so difficult that you don't know if you're going to be able to actually handle it. Now normally in this world you can actually swim underneath the boat and get to the end that way. That's one way of bypassing most of the actual stage here. That's normally what I would do. Alright, so this is the fish level. I definitely hate this one because the fish come out of nowhere. And if you're playing it normal, it's not exactly the funnest level to play because the fish will come out and kill you. You have to be very skilled in order to beat that level. Now this level is quite the fast moving level right here, so we have to do exactly what we're doing here. Just keep on going. And there is nothing below us, so technically you can die like easily. Alright, let's see if we can get to the end. Yeah! Look at that. I got 3 stars. So I got 5 ups. Five guys, basically. All this tunnel business. You have to go through all these tunnels. So this may be the first time using a Game Genie or anything that I've actually beat this game straight through. So let's go do it. This is it. This is the oh my god. And it's weird. As soon as you get to the last stage on this game, it feels like you're not playing Super Mario 3 anymore. It kind of feels like you're playing Super Mario World. It's the textures and the enemies kind of look different. And we have Bowser over here. You can definitely see that Bowser is right around the corner. And there he is. He's trying to kill me. And we have to wait till he jumps on these blocks right here. And we have to make him fall down the hole. Let's see if we can do it. And we're almost there. And that was him that fell straight down. Make you stump. Now I remember my dad beating this game back when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I specifically remember all this. I never actually beat the game myself, except for right now I'm using a Game Genie, which is not really a big deal at all. But I thought I was cheering for my dad when he beat the game. I thought it was freaking awesome. I think I was more excited than he was. Yeah, you get a whole bunch of these things right here that allow you to fly through like a whole whatever level you want. So I remember when my dad beat the game like years ago. I remember after he beat the game, he gave the game to me to play, and basically there's a whole bunch of these things right here. But you want to make sure you also have a clean cartridge, like the pins on the inside. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a Nintendo compatible screwdriver and take out all the screws. And the screws are as folded right here. I already actually took the screws out, so there's like little tabs right here. And see, this cartridge does need probably a little bit of cleaning. So you lift up like that, and this is where the board is. Now right away you can probably tell there's definitely some tarnish, some sort of buildup right here. Especially on this side, it's definitely not the cleanest looking. You see it just like right there. Over on this side, let me see. Don't have a reflection, you might be able to see it. So that's a before, and eventually you're going to see an after. Got the hiccups. Alright, so let's put that over there for now. First thing that we're going to do is use an eraser on it. Get yourself a rubber eraser. The pack that I bought is whatever this is right here. So it's like a pack of 6 of them. I bought it off Target. This is actually Target's brand too, so and you also want to order yourself this, and this is also on Target's website. It's copper cream. You'll see what we do with that a little bit later on. But first, see if we can actually get this cleaned a little bit. And the eraser does somewhat like a resurface on the copper. It kind of gets all that grime and all that crap off to a certain extent. And it's best to use this first before we use the copper stuff. I'll show you why. And this looks pretty not good at you know, this definitely probably wouldn't play. You can tell by the way the pins look. So if we get these pins all cleaned off right here. You don't have to do this for too long, just enough that you get a little bit off. And you probably won't notice a major difference at first, so you know, don't go crazy. Let's see if you can get this cleaned off in the back. So maybe spend about maybe 20 to 30 seconds on each set of pins. There's 4 sets here, so there's one here, one on the other side, and so you know, a couple minutes doing this. Alright, so all the debris and all that stuff you just want to wipe off into like a trash can or something like that. I have a little trash can below here so you guys don't see that, but alright, so that's the first part. Now is when you want to put your gloves on, because we're going to be handling things that you probably don't want to be handling barehanded. So the first thing we're going to be doing is get yourself a cup and put a little bit of warm water in there with rubbing alcohol. I'd say probably half and half, just a little bit of warm water mixed with rubbing alcohol. And rub them all over the pins on both sides, just get them a little wet. It doesn't have to be crazy wet, but just enough that, you know, it's noticeable. Alright, so they're wet. Alright, so now you're going to take this stuff right here. You definitely don't want to get this on your hands. This comes with a sponge, but you don't want to use that. So that's way too much. The only thing you need is that much. It's like a pea size. You use that for each side. And you want to rub it on where the pin contacts are right here. So just like this. Rub that on, and eventually you're going to start seeing a lot of crap coming off in a second. You can see how this is turning darker. This stuff, I know a lot of people use toothpaste, but I would skip the toothpaste and get yourself some of this stuff right here. This stuff will make your crappy old Nintendo cartridge work like it's brand new. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Alright, so we got that rubbed in there. And we'll do the other side, and always dunk your Q-tip in the rubbing alcohol a little bit before dunking it into here, because you'll leave fabric and all that stuff in here. So there's already a little bit on this side, so just grab literally that much. Let's rub it on. You don't need a lot. This whole jar of copper cleaner can do probably over 100 cartridges, as long as you use it properly. So we got this on here. You can see all the tarnish and grime coming off. There's a lot of crap, look at that. And try not to get it up here, but you're gonna have to clean that off anyway. So the next step is you want to get yourself a toothbrush, one that you don't care about. Make sure you do not brush your teeth with this afterwards. You're feeling really daring about that? Don't brush your teeth afterwards, okay? Alright, so one thing we have to do is a little bit of scrubbing on the pins. And this is where the pins get really clean, and you'll see in a second. You do circular motions just like you're brushing your teeth. You don't have to do it too heavy to, you know, just do that just like that. And, what we'll do is, you start to see liquid. And of course the chips. Try it off a little bit right here. And we'll do the same thing over on this side. Circular motions. Do the up down motion just like that, whichever one you like, as long as it gets cleaned. You can see that it soaks up a little bit. I might do this side a little bit more because there is a little tarnish there. So what I'll do is I'll take this Q-tip again and put a little bit more here. So I want to make sure it's done right the first time, because you don't want to reopen the cartridge up again and end up doing it again. So That's enough right there. You don't really need a whole lot. Alright, scrub it in. Alright, this is looking pretty good. It's a lot better than it was before, so scrub it up and down just like that. I'll do this side one more time. Alright, and the next step is to dry it off. Let's get everything all wiped off here. You want to make sure it's all wiped off. Do it from the inside out, just like that. Using a paper towel, just wipe it off just like that. Alright, so let's get this all wiped off. And try not to hit these little pins or contacts back here, because that could actually cause some problems. And if you see any fingerprints or anything like that, like right here, I got a little bit of fingerprints on there. You can use a little bit of the rubbing alcohol, mix that to, you know, clean it. Just let it dry out. Don't play it right away. Everything should work fine afterwards. Get this all cleaned off and looking pretty. Alright, so let's see if we got a little comparison right here. This is after, and you see there's no tarnish on it at all. So this stuff does wonders. This stuff actually is probably the best Nintendo or any cartridge that has copper contacts cleaner that I've ever used. This actually works quite well, and highly recommend it. Now the only thing you guys have to do is put this back in here, and this aligns with the plastic molding. You don't have to do anything crazy here. So it goes in only one way. You have to make sure you have the tabs put in first, so there's little tabs there. Push it down afterwards, it should fall right into place. And there it is. The only thing we have to do is screw it back in. And once we get this screwed in, it's guaranteed to work almost like it's brand new. Because all the tarnish, all the grime, all that stuff's gone now. You get this screwed in right here. And we're almost done. And the game that we've been cleaning is Snake, Rattle, and Roll. So, let me see if we can move the camera over towards the TV here. Yeah, that's the TV right there. We'll test it out. See if it actually works. We're going to pop it into the console. Still give it a good blow, just in case there's dust in there. And right there on the first try, it plays. Brand new. And before it didn't work at all. I mean, check that out. Check that title screen. That's cool. Look at the nice, shiny looking title screen. That is awesome. So yeah, that's how you clean an NES cartridge. Just make sure you get yourself, this is the most important ingredient for cleaning NES cartridges right here. And make sure you're using gloves when you're using that shit. 'Cause, you don't want to melt your hands off.